All right, we are live. It's looking like it. Yeah, we're live. All right. So it's been a while. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, but I figured, I was in the mood to do something and wanted to just show some appreciation to some of the new viewers of the channel. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to continued supporters as well. Um, as you can see from the title, this is going to be the all signs reading for the new moon that happened on the 21st. Now, the new moon in Libra. Now, I know this is the 26th, 5 days later. I was busy. I wasn't going to be able to do this. Definitely not live that day. Um, but the energy is still here. It's still abundant with us. So I figured let me just do that. We also have, I believe, a day later or 2 days later on the 23rd, uh, the sun squaring with Pluto. Now we know Libra season. I say this pretty much, or I've said this in love readings or, in the past. How Libra season really is the season of love and not Valentine's Day, which is during is that Sagittarius or Capricorn season? And again, no disrespect to Capricorns out there. But Libra season, since Libra are the lovers of the tarot, um, this is the season for like love. Not just self love, of course, which is, to me, the most important form of love one can have, but just obviously finding a partner love in that sense, right? Which is great, and that's pretty much the theme of the new moon. But again, with the aspect of um sun squaring with Pluto. Pluto is a very, very direct planet. It's very much direct, honest, um and when you have those two, I guess, conjuncting energies, yeah, I mean, love is still in the air, but this is not the time to start lying to yourself or lying to others, really, um, about what you desire when it comes to your love life or just love in general, right? It's like I said, sun and Pluto, or sun square and Pluto, very direct energy. Very much, if you are not handling whatever issues might be getting in the way of your love life or of you getting the love life that you want, if you're not going to be direct and honest and handle these situations, then again, you're just going to continue to be plagued with the same issues over and over and over again, and expecting different results. So, with that being said, that is, some of the short astrological reporting of what's going on right now. Um, but as stated, I will do the all signs reading. I'm going to start with Aries. Damn, I can't even tell the time. Okay, now I can tell the time. So as always with these live streams, if I mean, no one's here right now, but if you watch that playback, you're gonna be, used to me taking pauses to write down the timestamps in the notes. So when I edit this, once it's uploaded, I can do the timestamps. That will be the pinned comment. Uh, so yeah, there is that. We start off with Aries per usual. We're going in order. So if you have Aries in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. Really, what I'm doing these reads for, as the title specifies, but just any other extra messages that your spirit team may have for you at a moment like this. All right. So starting off with Aries, let's see what you got. You know what? I don't want to like spend super too much time shuffling. I mean, we're gonna get more than one card, but we start off with the Knight of Swords, which I will shuffle more and get more for you. But this is someone who is very aggressive. Essentially someone who is aggressive, but not. It's not a planned aggressive. Like, you don't necessarily have a plan, or if your plan is to continue being aggressive it's not appropriate or whatever. Let me because I know that glare is crazy. All right. Hopefully that helps out with something. Keyword hopefully. All right. But anyways, there's some aggression here, it seems, with Aries. And the other card that jumped out is the strength in reverse as well. Insecurity, essentially. And I think that if we're going on a theme of love, this is clearly this aggression plus this insecurity is clearly going to be an issue, or I would think is an issue, to be honest with you. If I had a partner who was this way, or if I, found myself in this situation of trying to, it seems as though I think just based off of what these two cards, I'm not saying this is the case for you, but it just seems as though there's an Aries out there that is desperately trying to get into a relationship because they feel as though that maybe it's a bit, there's some insecurity here, definitely, for sure. And you're trying to get into a relationship because not because you really want to just be with a partner, but maybe you're only valuing yourself based off of whether someone can find you attractive or not, right? This is a message I've stated before. It may have been a message for you, Aries. I don't really remember who it was for, but just for whatever reason, I just feel as though I've gotten this message before. I've stated this message before. Heck, I know it's something that fit me before. You got the Page of Swords in reverse, and this is someone who can be very much cynical, but very much all talk as well. Yeah, I don't really see someone who is going about getting into a relationship in the most mature and let's just say wise way. you know I see someone with these three cards here again, that Knight of Swords in reverse, the Strength in reverse, and then the Page of Swords in reverse. I see a lot of fake, like you're it's like this fake bravado I'm seeing here, this fake like I got it like that. I could be speaking to a guy here, I could be speaking to a woman as well, but this is very much like that fake toxic masculinity like energy here, somebody pretending to again have it, like be somebody that they're not, putting on the front essentially because they feel as though that's what they have to be or that's how they have to show up in order for them to get a partner or probably attract somebody if it's a specific individual. What I say in regards to that is if you feel as though you have to be that way in order to attract either somebody or just a specific individual, one, going based off if it's a specific individual, and you're like, this woman or this man only likes people who, or seems to only want to deal with people who put on this act, right? This act of this very macho man esque energy here, then that's not the partner for you. No matter how attractive she is, no matter, whatever the case is, if you have to come out your own, if you have to be somebody that you're not in order to appease somebody, that relationship, even if it does happen, is doomed from the start. It's doomed from the start on your end if you find out that, or if they find out that you were lying about who you are, and they might not be okay with you fronting like that. It could be doomed because it's like, sure, they might be very much attractive to this very aggressive type of energy, right? This aggressive, yeah, this very much aggressive type energy here, right? But that's not you. or at least in this aspect here, this is not you. And now you have to continue on in order to be with this person. You have to continue on pretending to be someone that you're not. Either or, it's big yikes over here. That I ain't going front. Like, that's what I have as far as the tarot goes. Shoot, I mean, I'm gonna try to get you one more card before we get into the oracle. Any last words you have to say for Aries? Well, we end off with the Six of Pentacles. Is someone who is very much generous, very much, this is kind energy. And I think that, again, when you have the Knight of Swords, the Strength, and the Page of Swords all in reverse that came before it, that's you not necessarily being who you are. You're a kind-hearted individual. I'm speaking to an Aries out there. You're a kind-hearted individual, a very giving person, very giving energy. That's what I get with the Six of Pentacles. And you should be that. Again, if for whatever reason that might not be attracting partners, then those are people who you shouldn't want to be with anyways, no matter how good they look. If you have to stop being a caring individual, if you have to, again, put on an act of, I'm just this macho man or whatever the case. And I keep bringing that up because, again, that Knight of Swords, the Strength in reverse, and Page of Swords in reverse is very much, I'm getting like real, like I was saying, like in a way, toxic masculine energy where somebody is putting on an act of, I am this way. And it's like, no, you're not. You're actually a lot softer than that. And that's okay. That's okay, because it's like the right individual is going to see that and appreciate that. And if you feel as though you have to, and I'm not saying that like you're weak anything, Aries, the Strength card is clearly here, although it's in reverse. It's still clearly here. So it's like you have strengths, you have moments to where you can be, if you need to be that aggressive individual, you can do that, but you're just channeling it in the wrong way here. All right. That's what I have for the tarot. We'll get into the oracle right now for Aries. Let's see what oracle message the universe has for you. All right. Interesting. Your card today is Web of Connection. My first time getting this card, so let's see what it is. Weave your connections thoughtfully, creating a supportive web that uplifts your personal and professional journeys. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I think maybe part of why you feel as though you needed to put on the front is because you're probably surrounded by, and I'm getting real like masculine energy here. So I'm going to say this is for an Aries man, but again, take it however resonates if it does. And of course, as always, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. But I feel as though this is just a man surrounded by, a young man, even surrounded by a bunch of other young men or even older men with young minds. And they're telling you have to be this way. You have to be, this way in order to attract a partner, attract a woman, or maybe even a type of woman that you're I guess trying to go toward. It could be a case where it's like, yeah, you think she looks good, but you're not really like attracted to her. But again, your boys are telling you because they're attracted to her in that way that you have to be in all this other shit. How this all connects to the Web of Connection Oracle card. Really, what I'm saying here is you need some new friends. You need to surround yourself with people who are going to uplift you, as the card stated, people who are going to accept you for you, people who aren't going to try to turn you into somebody that you're not. Essentially, that's what it seems as though is happening here. you know. So not only is there like a self-discovery component of you needing to just let go, um, well, not necessarily let go. There's no let go energy other than let go of the let go of this perception that you believe that you should have, right? Let that go, but also just the message of being who you are, being you're a kind-hearted, generous individual. So be that, but also find new friends. Like your group right now, if they're not gonna change with you, if they're not gonna grow with you, you just gonna have to leave them where they at. That's what it seems as though this is. So yeah, that's what I have for you for the sign of Aries. We are on to Taurus right now, but let me record the time again. One man army here. So anybody watching the playback, you could just obviously skip through the time. But we are on the Taurus right now. So if you have Taurus in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. What's happening, my moon babies? Let's get you some cards. Let's get you some cards here. Hopefully, y'all are doing well. Y'all know only take jumpers. We got, you might have Aries in your chart because one of the cards they got, you got as well. All right. So, that card being the strength card in reverse. Again, some more insecurity here. I might be speaking to an Aries Taurus. I was going to say Aries Taurus. Aries Taurus, maybe. But you do have the Lover's card. I'm going to block it, this time and stuff. You do have the Lover's card here, which is a good sign to see. You also have a Knight card, but not the Knight of Swords. You have the Knight of Wands. That showed up right after. This is fearless. Someone who is fearless, someone who is very charming as well, someone very adventurous. It could be like very much if you are that Aries, if this is still relevant to you, and you have Taurus in your chart as well. Um, this could be you actually just being yourself again. When you have that strength here, and yeah, there's still a bit insecurity going on. Maybe what I'm seeing with that insecurity is it's more so you trying to, let's just say, accept yourself. Because I think with that Lover's card showing up, you found somebody who, and again, I'm speaking to this, either to this, obviously, this is, well, I won't say obviously, this is for Taurus, but whether you're the Taurus or the Aries I was talking about, you found someone that is willing to accept you, which is great. Accept you for you. Um, it seems as though things are going swimmingly well, but I just think that strength card again is here. Uh, that insecurity is you still not willing to accept yourself. And as I stated at the beginning of this video and stuff, or this live, um, we are, focusing on the aspect of love here, but self-love is important. You get into a relationship with somebody and it's great, but if you don't love yourself, then you're still gonna find it hard to be happy in this relationship. And then you're gonna figure out, well, it wasn't the fact that I felt lonely, it was, or at least it wasn't the fact that I felt lonely because I wasn't partnered with somebody. It was loneliness due to me not necessarily loving who I am. And I think, you know, just getting that insecurity in check. I kind of want to clarify that strength card. So let's see. Clarify the strength card, please. Okay. All right. I don't know why you tripping so much. You got the Queen of Cups. when I ask for clarification or more clarification on the strength card. So having compassion for yourself, really, like it's okay for you to. It might be a situation where you're trying to settle in to a different side of you, Taurus. It seems. I think like you're trying to figure out who you are still, but instead of being very negative to yourself, have compassion for yourself. Because I think again, it's clear as day with that lovers card showing up that you have a partner who is at least compassionate with you. So you be compassionate for yourself as well. Because again, going based off of what I was saying before, with the whole aspect of self love is important. Yeah, love outside of self is great and important as well. But not saying this is going to happen, but what if you and our partner split up? That love and compassion that they once had for you, or at least was at your, you know, that they once had for you, I guess, if that leaves, you still are going to need that love and compassion for yourself. And that's what the Queen of Cups is able to do. So that's what I have here for you as far as the tarot goes. Pretty quick and easy for my moon babies. Let's get right into the oracle. Let's see what jumps out. And we have one card, right? All right. We have Labyrinth of Choices for you. I ain't gonna lie, every time I get this card, I am kind of like confused how it works with the tarot. But let's read it anyways. Chart your course through the perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn as part of your complex journey. I'm not so confused right now. It's really, again, just self discovery without having to hold yourself back and, you know, getting a relationship. You can still figure out aspects of yourself while getting in a relationship with somebody. And again, it seems as though it's a relationship with somebody who doesn't expect you to come to them as the picture perfect partner. You know, they themselves could be going through the same thing, and that's how they're able to identify and accept you. Or they can just simply just be a very much loving, accepting individual here. You know, so that's what I have for Taurus. Hopefully, you got anything of value. Once again, if you're gonna tune into here, tune out. Please hit that like, subscribe if you would like, and we are on to Gemini 2259. All right, we are on the Gemini right now. So if you got Gemini in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is for you. You got a 3 stack, not 3,000, but 3 cards, and well, 3 or more is what I'll do. So you start off with the Hermit in reverse. I'm gonna show you your cards first before I get into it. So you have the Hermit in reverse. You have the 6 of Cups, and then you have the Page of Cups here. So I don't really quite know where this loneliness is coming from. Maybe because that Hermit in reverse is you feeling lonely, you know. But with the other Cups cards, again, especially with that 6 of Cups, that's you having like a connection with somebody, you know, a deep, maybe a connection with a childhood friend. Even. It's fond memories as well. So this could also be like the memories of somebody that you once, that you were really close with. I don't, this example always comes to mind every time I see this card, or at least get a similar message like this. And I don't want to ever assume that's the case, but it's always the one that comes to mind. Maybe it's a situation where you and this person, like this person, this is someone of your who has passed away. And the closeness, not just with the Six of Cups, is proof that how close you and this individual were, but that Hermit card, when you think of the Hermit, this is someone who is alone. Well, you're probably in the mode of feeling lonely because this individual is, no longer here. If that is the case, you know, but it is there. That Page of Cups here. This is someone who is open to just being like I say this is I liking this card to the Fool card. Difference is, I mean, there's many differences, but I say I think they do have some glaring similarities as well. But one of the big differences I would say between the Page of Cups and the Fool is the Page of Cups goes throughout the day, kind of like the Fool does, but the Fool doesn't necessarily have expectations when they're going throughout their journey. The Page of Cup does. The Page of Cup goes throughout their journey still, but is expecting something, a surprise of some sort, right? And I think that you may have started off on this journey in a very much isolated, lonely state of mind, and that could still be lingering while you're on this journey here as the Page of Cups. But it's more so of, I'm going to be happy. I am going to go throughout this journey with some joy, with um, some hope that things will get better, you know, which is great. I like that attitude. Maybe that was like the attitude that this friend has instilled in you. And again, I don't want to assume that they're no longer here, like this childhood friend of yours is dead or something. It could be a situation where they just moved away or you moved away. And you guys are like thousands of miles away from one another. And sure, the internet has made it so that you can have connections with people thousands of miles away, but that personal, in-person connection, face-to-face connection, it's a lot different than that Zoom to Zoom connection or that FaceTime connection, right? That internet connection, essentially, right? So it could be that, you know. Just cause, what do I want to clarify? I kind of want to clarify both the Hermit in reverse and the Six of Cups. I'm going more so with the interesting. I was choosing the Six of Cups in reverse, and then I got the Five of Cups in reverse, which kind of looks like the Hermit card in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. I mean, look at him. But in reverse, this is someone who is finding closure to some sort. I think this is yeah, definitely a loss of a friend. Is what the message is here. You know, uh, that's unfortunate. You know, Gemini. For real. Like I understand how you feel, but this is someone who is. I'm not saying like you're going to forget that friend because that Six of Cups is here to remind you. It seems that that their memories live on, but you are going to move past maybe their passing or be able to move past this moment of lonely, like you can't connect with other people. You're going to open yourself up to receiving connections and all that good stuff while maintaining the memory of this person alive. So I like that. I really do, Gemini. That's a beautiful message that we have here for you. And Let's go. As I'm shuffling your oracle, it fell. We have ignite your soul. Bring that closer. Embrace the mysteries of life. Stay open minded and embrace the wisdom that unfolds from every experience. Yeah, Gemini, like honestly, it's your time to shine. It's your time to. We're not in Gemini season, but I feel as though like the message, especially with this new moon in Libra, is telling you, Gemini, really, it's your time to shine. It's your time to actually start loving and owning yourself. Again, not to forget this friend or this close loved one of yours who may not be here anymore, but don't tie too much or so much of your identity to this relationship or to this person. Heck, don't tie so much to anybody. Even if you do go out again, like the Page of Cups, and start seeking extra connections with other people, don't tie so much of your personal identity to whoever is essentially the message here. So that's what I have for you, Gemini. Quite the beautiful one, if I would say so myself. And we're on to Cancer now. Let's get that time going. 33. All right. So, if you got Cancer in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is for you. Let's get you some cards. All right. This one just jumped out. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Just woo! Jumped out like that. All right. I'll get you some more cards, but this is someone who is very much self-centered, uh, but also has like a scarcity mindset, like a lack mindset. Let's see. This is definitely a read that you can't just do with one card here because I'm gonna need some more clarification. Oof. Let's see what else. Okay. So I'm gonna say, in regards to your next relationship, Cancer, you really need to and I trust me, I identify with being the, I guess, the worrier about finances or money, but I don't think it's going to help you out with your either current relationship or your next relationship. Now I say that is because you have the Lover's card in reverse, right? Again, you have that, you first have that Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. And this is just pretty much problems within the relationship, right? You have another Pentacles card with that Ace of Pentacles that showed up also in reverse. Uh, this is someone who either partakes in risky investments, but also misses financial opportunities as well. Now, you may have partook in a risky investment thinking that if you missed out on it, you were going to miss an opportunity, when in actuality, you probably just would have missed the opportunity to fuck shit up. If I'm being completely honest with you. Your last card that you got is the Chariot in reverse. And this is pretty much, I won't say like stopping motion, but it's the forward movement that could have been present or is present, really, because I mean you still have these cards here. So the forward movement that's present has been slowed down, maybe due to, like I said, just your financial decision making. I don't think it's more so of you being like a being cheap, being like a cheap partner per se. I think it's more so with you being a selfish partner when it comes to your finances. You know, you're not necessarily thinking about how your spending or how your risky investments, as again the Ace of Pentacles says, are going to affect your partner, the entire relationship as a whole. You're thinking about it from your end, and you might have justified in your mind that I'm doing this for us, but in actuality you're like moving like someone who is single and they don't have to worry about the financial you know the burdens that your financial decisions will have on somebody else. Yeah, I mean, with that sun square and Pluto, like I said at the beginning during the astrology report, um, some very direct truths are, needed to happen for all of us in order for us to realize what is wrong within our personal relationships. What is going to be a problem or what has been a problem within our romantic relationships you know and it seems as though with you, Cancer, or with a Cancer out there, it seems there's very much just selfish energy here, being self-centered, moving like you're single with your finances. And I'm not saying it would make it okay to be just stupid with your money, but it's your money. You do what you want to do. And the same goes when you're in a relationship. You do what you want to do, but you also have to take into account, if you're in a relationship with somebody, obviously you can't be stupid with your finances if you plan on having, or if you desire to have a life with this individual. You know, I'm not saying don't buy your little avocado toast or coffee or streaming services and all that other stuff. All right, we're not talking about your spending habits. Like I said, we're talking about some possible risky investments here, as the Ace of Pentacles expresses, and how maybe if you thought more about how things will affect not just you but your partner, and not just be super gung ho, maybe things would be different. I'm saying maybe, but have a strong feeling things would be different, because you wouldn't be in this blunder right now, where not only is your money not looking right, but it's having a damper on your relationships as well, or relationship as well. But that's what I have for the tarot. We're about to get into the oracle right now. Interested to see what card jumps out for you, Cancer. Okay, perfect card if you ask me. Stop and reflect. Pause your journey to appreciate how far you've come and where you're headed. Interesting, because I mean, yeah, again, we do have that chariot here. It's in reverse, but it's still here, which means you were making movement. It could have been movement in your finances, and then you got to a point where you're like, I want more money, and you started making investments or whatever. It could have been a situation like you're going through what athletes are going through right now. Various athletes, Terry Rozier, other NBA players, other NBA personnel, where it's like you've had an opportunity to make a lot of money doing this thing, this very legitimate thing, and instead you are jeopardizing that by taking a risky investment, by partaking in illegal gambling ranks, and now there's a potential of you losing everything that you've worked hard for because you got greedy. I'm not saying that is a one-to-one comparison. I'm simply just saying, there with Rozier, with anyone else that got caught up in that situation, my advice to them was, y'all should have just been thought about how grateful you are for, the opportunity that you have. Sure, we all feel we deserve more money. I feel as though I deserve more money. for not just my tarot reads, but like everything that I do. But it wouldn't be wise of me to jeopardize that doing something that I, think is, not wise to do. So it's like just reflect on, what you have really and how far you've come. I don't get the feeling, let me just say, and I don't really quite see it. I mean, we do have that lover's card in reverse, but I don't really see you getting in too much trouble. Feel as though God is going to get you out of this situation, Cancer, but don't take it lightly. That's number one. And two, you have to learn from this situation, man. You have to learn from this situation. Again, I don't think you're going to like some crazy shit is going to happen. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. I mean, we have the Page of Cups. I mean, Page of Pentacles. Someone who is able to manifest things, someone who is diligent, ambitious as well. So again, more pentacles here. Maybe you getting better at, for your finances and all that stuff. But again, I would learn from this. I would learn from this situation. And it doesn't seem as though things are going to things may be seeming bad, but I don't see things getting worse. Your partner might be mad at you, which they have a right to at this moment in time, but I don't think they're going to leave. I don't see anywhere that indicates of a breakup. Yeah, lovers in reverse is turmoil, but it's not necessarily a breaking up. There would have to be other cards and messages surrounding the lover's card in reverse that would symbolize that this turmoil has, because of this turmoil, a breakup occurred, which I don't see happening. So you can rejoice in that if that is the case, but learn from this situation. So that's what I have for you, Cancer. Hopefully you got something of value. Hopefully you don't get offended, but it is what it is. It's all love at the end of the day. I don't say these reads to try to offend anybody. I am simply trying to help you out. You can take it or leave it. We are on to Leo right now. The sign that I call my cousins. So if you have Leo in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. Let's do a shuffle. Let's get you some cards. Let's get going. A whole bunch of cards on my. It seems like it's a lot of jumpers for you. I'm gonna take this stack here. All right, I'm gonna have to spread them out. All right, I'm gonna take this stack here. We got 4 cards. We start off with the Knight of Wands here. This is someone who is resilient, which I like to see, courageous. Both signs of a Leo for sure. I do see a bit of, I guess, well, let me pick up the cards first. We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse here. Aries got this card, but in upright. You might have Aries in your chart. This is someone who can be, I like someone who could be very much like there's how can I say this? Like very much domineering. And it's not like taking the lead on things type of energy, although it might be something you're telling yourself you're doing. It's more so domineering in the sense of like you're abusing power. So abuse of power, exploitation, or exploitive. That's this energy here. You have the Two of Swords as well. Someone who is very much putting off making a difficult choice, it seems. I feel like this is a very interesting read here because your last card is the Eight of Cups here. And I think the decision, whatever has you in this, I think it's you. If we're going based off of, again, love, I think it's you essentially leaving a relationship that you didn't necessarily want to leave, but it might be like the most beneficial choice. This relationship may have been turning you into somebody you didn't want to be, or you were with somebody. This Six of Pentacles in reverse is symbolic of somebody that was is very much exploitive partner, a selfish individual. It could be them. That could be you in a sense, and you felt like you had to be that way, or something was turning you. I don't think it's you. I'm not saying that because I call you my cousin. I don't think that is you. I'm looking at this and I'm like, you know, I think that's a partner of yours and you just decided to walk away from them. Kind of want to pull some more cards and see what's what. So what's jumping out? We got the Fool, we got the King of Cups, and then we have the Three of Cups in reverse. Let me show you the cards. We have the Fool card. So definitely a walk away did occur, like a leaving it did occur, not just with that Eight of Cups here, but the Fool here. So you are definitely free of something. It could be a free of a relationship. This could have been like not a romantic relationship, a work relationship. I think a business relationship. Let me put it that way. You were maybe working for somebody, or working with a group of people who is just like I said, very much exploitive, not someone who is unfair, essentially. Now, the King of Cups is here. This is someone who is wise, someone who is fair, but someone who seeks, uh, wise counsel as well. I think, seeing with these cards here, I'm getting the sense that you may have thought getting like you found yourself, Leo. How can I say this? I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to say it because I know what I want to say. So I feel like you've been connecting with people. I don't see this being a romantic thing, but it could apply to your love life, your romance life as well. But I think you've just been connecting with people in general because you want to have a connection with folks, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that every time, or it seems as though when you've been connecting with folks, there seems to be an issue. It seems to be an issue with the power dynamics. There seems to be an issue with maybe just disagreements or just things not being fair, aka power dynamics. And you have that Three of Cups in reverse here. Um, and this is someone who is pretty much, again, separating from a group, going on their own. And you have, even prior to the Three of Cups coming up, you had that Fool card, and then you have the Eight of Cups here. These are all very much, and then when you start off, you have the Nine of Wands here. Yeah, the Nine of Wands is resilience and all that stuff, but look at him. He's alone, fighting his own battle, standing up for himself. He's alone now. So he's got to be resilient. He's got to be courageous. He's like, I got to do this, even if it's doing it alone. I feel like whatever you have in mind, Leo, I'm not saying you have to be alone for life, but this is not, you're not doing yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice by connecting with people who don't necessarily have your best interests at heart. And maybe being alone is what you fear at this moment, or there's a part of you that fears being alone. And hence why it seems as though that that two of swords especially is here, because it's like you're trying to essentially deny that maybe I just have to stop trying to find people to connect with in this manner. And like I said, I think this is more so business oriented than it is, a love thing. Because again, you have the pentacles here, but then you have cups here as well. This is all material gain. This is all material. And when you think about material gain, you think more so about business relationships rather than romantic relationships. Although, if you ask the girlies on TikTok, they'd say it's one and the same. But this ain't the channel for all that commentary. But in all seriousness, though, I think that is what's happening here. Is just when I say it's a business thing. You don't have to. You might have to start off something even maybe on your own, or at least figure out something. Because again, you have the Fool card here. So this is someone who is on a journey and they're willing to just figure things out, right? And now one can say, I bring up how solo the Fool's journey is, but they have their dog with them. And I'm not saying you have to go on this journey like without any companions, without seeking wise counsel, as the King of Cups is, without seeking out, wise voices on how to even maneuver on anything. I'm not saying don't do that, but it just seems as though the answer is, with all this very much solo energy that I'm seeing here, the answer is pretty much you have to make the decision. You have to figure it out. You have to be the one to do X, Y, and Z before you can come together with other people. Because prior to all of this, it may have seemed, I feel as though that you've been giving that responsibility and control even to people who abused it. And you kept running into people who were abusing said control. And getting that Six of Pentacles is proof of that. And well, you're going to continue running into people who abuse that control that you give to them if you don't necessarily own up to, if you don't take the power that you have and say, I can do this, even if it's alone, and I'm not really one to want to be alone. I'm not like the Virgos out there. I'm not like my Virgo cousin who is fine with being alone. That's not me. But I can still do this for some time. And then, because again, like I said, you're not truly alone. You got that King of Cups here. That's someone you can confide in when it comes to, just getting wise counsel. So I'm not saying you have to find the answers alone. You have to, I'm just saying applying the knowledge, applying whatever you get on this journey is up to you. It's like that saying, I am, it's slipping my mind, but it's something like I can lead a horse to the water, but I can't make it drink, or something of that nature. I can lead you to whatever, but I can't make you do whatever, right? I can lead a man to the, I can teach a man how to fish, but I can't, whatever the saying goes and all of that. I feel like, Leo, you've been the one expecting people to lead you and do the work for you and you've just been running into people or running into a situation, at the very least, if this is a one-off situation, still it happened. If it did happen, where you're with somebody, or you was in business with people who may have given you this broken promise of, we're going to leave, we're going to do everything for you, you just sit back and do you, and you don't have to worry. But they clearly had ulterior motives, and those motives were to um weren't fair to you. So at the end of the day, though, you gonna do what you want to do, Leo. All right, I still love you. We're about to get into your oracle card right now, and you had three, but I'm just gonna choose one um interesting one as well, because I think it's pretty much fitting. You have embrace the unknown. Venture into the mystery with an open heart. Welcome in the lessons hidden in uncertainty. That's pretty much a lot of what I was saying here, and a lot of what the tarot is saying as well. Again, with that eight of cups, that's venturing into the unknown. The fool is someone who is very much okay with venturing into the unknown, and not knowing what is next, but still being excited and open to going forward. So yeah, you got to do the work. You got to venture into the unknown. This is your journey, Leo. All right. Best of luck to you on it. That's what I have for the sign of Leo. We are on to my side now. Virgo, my brothers and sisters of the planet Mercury. All right. So if you got Virgo in your chart, sun, the moon, or rising, this is for us. What does the universe have for us today during this full moon? Oh, this new moon in Libra. Apologies. Let's see what pops out. So we start off with the Five of Swords. I'm going to get more cards, of course, but this is a reconciliation. This is a compromise as well. Maybe it's a business situation. Maybe it has to do with a romantic relationship. Let's continue. Next, we have the Two of Pentacles here in reverse. This is someone who overextends themselves. Some reprioritization is going on right now. In regards to that Five of Swords in reverse, I think that we're sorry for something, but and this is great. You're owning up to maybe a wrongdoing, which is great. But that overextending yourself can be a problem, because you can be sorry, but then you could be pathetic as well. I'm just going to keep it real. I know I love us, but this seems very much this energy, and we're going to choose at least one more card to make it at least a 3-card spread. But this is giving me the energy of someone who is like begging for forgiveness, and forgiveness is something you should not beg for. Not saying because it makes you look dumb, but because it's given by the person that it's their choice whether they want to give it to you or not. And if you have to beg for it, and I don't think that's genuine forgiveness. I think that's feeding into somebody's ego. If they're making you feel as though you got to beg for forgiveness, you're feeding into their ego. They're not asking for forgiveness. And they don't really forgive you. They just wanted to ego trip off of you. And that's what it seems is happening here. Based on these 2 cards, though. So let's see what else pops up. And then, of course, we get the Oracle at the end. The last card that we have is the Temperance in reverse desperation. Yeah, I had a feeling this was the message. I had a feeling this was the message. There's a Virgo out there who wants forgiveness, and again, when we mess up, yeah, definitely, especially since we have very much high expectations of ourselves, that we if we fall short of those expectations, we tend to be very much judgmental and very much like we gotta fix that. So I understand that fully. As a Virgo myself, I understand that fully. But this whole begging for forgiveness is, not the energy we should be in. Again, if there is someone in that is going to make you feel as though you need to beg for their forgiveness, that's not forgiveness. That's feeding into their ego. It's their choice whether they want to forgive someone or not, of course, but it shouldn't be a situation where you have to grovel and crawl on your knees and stuff. And then I'm seeing that Two of Pentacles again. That's here. It's really like, come on now, are we really giving them money? We paying them now? We cash apping them? I'm sorry, notes. Come on now. You want to give money? Check my Cash App and Venmo in the description box below, and check out the other links down there that you can do to help support me if you in the whole giving mood, Virgo. But in all seriousness, I am seeing, like, again, whatever you did to mess up, I'm not saying don't own up to it, but there's a way where you can apologize and still keep your dignity. This is not someone who has their dignity, though. This is not someone who has their dignity. You are in this mode of just desperation and kind of curious to see who this individual is, or figure out why this individual is so important to you, to the point where you feel you need to be this way. I know I ain't too proud to beg is a cute song and all that stuff, but again, we are feeding into egos when we beg for things, right? We run the risk of just feeding someone's ego when we are begging for things. You know, if you have to go to that measure to beg for somebody to get something, you have to then think about, why did you have to go to that measure? Why isn't it that you couldn't just genuinely come out the first time or so and say, I'm sorry and I want to make things right? Why did they make you go to a point where you're on your knees and groveling for their forgiveness? Is that truly forgiveness, or is it something much harsher than that? These are the questions that come to mind. And these are the things I feel as though you should ask yourself, Virgo, in this situation here. All right. But that's what I have for us as in regards to the tarot. We're about to get into the oracle right now. So let's see what jumps out at us. Two cards did, but this one showed up in my peripheral first. So I'm going to show this one. Plan wisely. All right. And I'm only grabbing one card for the oracle, because I'm being told that only one card is needed. So yeah, that's what we're going with. But plan wisely is the card that we got. Cultivate success through meticulous research and strategic plotting. Your foresight will unveil new paths. This is very much, how that can be applied to your personal relationship, honestly, Virgo. I kind of want to say you're wise enough to get to figure that out, because we're wise enough to figure that out. Personally speaking, as a Virgo, this isn't my reading. And I'm not saying that because I, have an ego and I don't want to be seen as someone who is begging. I don't, but I can own up to when I fuck up. I'm not in the mode right now with anybody, or at least I don't think so, where I need to beg for their forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? That's just being real. But also this whole plan wisely thing. Um, it could be a situation where it's like you really need to uh plan out, what is, sorry for that, what I'm saying, I'm that's what would be sorry for, the lack of, oh, shouldn't even apologize, it's these niggas. But anyways, um yeah, that's confusing. I ain't gonna run. I'm confused as to how this card showed up. Honestly, because I'm gonna pick the other Oracle card as well. I think, yeah, this is the one. Well, it's the one on top of the deck. It is what it is. Hurtful events. Ugh, that man's on fire. As you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past. So I won't anchor your. So I think they meant it won't anchor you down, but it says so. I am not. Y'all see for yourself. I did not create these cards. Y'all can read for yourself. I'm gonna read it one more time, exactly how it's written. Hurtful events. As you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past, so I won't anchor you down. But I really think it means so it won't anchor you down, meaning it being the past. So the past won't anchor you down. All right. Shout out to whoever left the like. I appreciate you. But yeah, I mean, this one really is a more fitting one. I mean, when you to put them together, plan wisely, and then getting ready to, uh, you know, uh, getting through the past, it all makes sense for real. Um, yeah, like I was saying before with the tarot, like this, whatever you may have did to mess up, it's good to own up to your. It's good to hold yourself accountable for sure. But this whole begging energy here is that's not how you go about, you know moving forward. That's not going to get you to move forward. It's not going to get you to learn from the mistake. You keep dwelling on it, you keep that negative self-talk, and that's what I really want you to get out of, you know is to get out of that negative self-talk, because I've been there. I've been the one that's messed up in relationships, messed up at anything, everything, and then hating myself, and then thinking that was a way of owning up to my mistakes, when it's like, no, like, this is not how you own up to shit. This is um this isn't like healthy, essentially, right? But yeah, quite the read here for Virgos. But hopefully, you move on from this situation here. We are on to Libra next, and let me do this time here. This is your new moon, Libra. So if you have Libra in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. I'm trying to see if I get a equal amount of cards in both hands and stuff, but this be good enough. What do we have for the lovers out there, aka the G's, the Libra G's? You know what I'm saying? Hmm. And since this is sticking out, all right, interesting. I'm already forgetting who, but I feel like these parents already, were what they were. Oh, so I've seen these parents already today. But you start with the Queen of Pentacles, In reverse here, sorry about that. What the hell? I'm trying to brighten the display here, but you start with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Again, someone who is very much self-centered. So that's one aspect of it. Um, your next card is the Eight of Cups here, in reverse. So someone who fears change, and I see that being the case as well. Definitely, a fear of change is here. I mean, but a change of what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of confused with your pairing of cards. We'll see what it is. But your next card is the Four of Wands. This is belonging, unionship, marriage essentially, but just, even if you don't like that title or whatever, it's like that type of connection. And I'm seeing that here, which happens to be one of the more lighter or bright moments that I'm seeing in your read. Um, but everything else just seems like very much, is this like an internal struggle again? Someone else had like more so of an internal struggle. I think it was Taurus. But it's someone, yeah, someone had pretty much an internal struggle, and well, within their relationship, uh, even though they were with a partner who seemed to very much accept it, and it seems as though that's the case for you as well, Libra, where it's like you might be in a relationship with someone who truly accepts you, but you don't necessarily accept yourself. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse, self-victimizing. I really do think maybe this is part of why you're like, I think you're valuing yourself based off of like material gain. Again, we have the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse, and then we have the Eight of Cups here. Very much material. How much money, how much, things are just material you have. And I think, and then of course the Queen of Cups. And I think that you don't think you're the right partner because you may not have as much money or much material as you probably think that you need to have. It could be a very much like, I want my baby to have the best and I can't give them the best right now, you know? Um, I'm going to say this is a woman because we have both queens here in reverse, but take it as it resonates. Um, and you want to give your partner the best, but you're feeling like you can't because you don't, financially, you might not be there. But again, when we have that Four of Wands here, I don't think this is your partner making you feel this way. Your partner is definitely not in this energy. Your partner's not making you feel like you're inadequate because you don't have a lot of money. You know, your last card with the tarot is the Two of Swords in reverse. This is someone who, again, is having a tough time making a decision. You're ruminating. I think you're really just ruminating on a decision, or ruminating on thoughts, even not even a decision, but on thoughts that you have made up entirely in your head. Now, I'm not trying to make you sound crazy, but I don't think your partner has put any of these thoughts in your head that you're not enough because you're probably not financially sound off or whatever. I think, and don't get upset, Libra, but I think, I'm speaking to a Libra woman who, because she values a man based off of how much money she has, right? Or that's an important factor into deciding a partner. Because she believes that way, she then turns around and thinks that everybody has the same type of, I guess, standards and belief. And I can from based off of what I'm seeing here, especially that very much glaring Four of Wands, I don't believe that is the case for your partner. Now I can pull a card and see what's next. Just to make it a full 6 card spread, we have the Hangman here. A new perspective is definitely needed. A new perspective is definitely needed on how you're viewing pretty much yourself in this relationship, how you view what makes a partner valuable in a relationship. Again, that Four of Wands to me indicates that your man, your woman, whoever you're in a relationship with, clearly is okay with you being who you are. They're clearly fine with it. They love you for who you are. But you, based off of maybe your perspective of how you love your partner, you're projecting these thoughts onto them and thinking, okay, this is how, because I think this way, everybody else thinks this way. I see that a lot in the dating world, especially when it comes to women, unfortunately, where it's like, no, not everyone has this way of thinking. And it may seem that way when you're in your little internet echo chambers, but outside of your echo chambers on the internet, people, men and women, have different ways of thinking. So this may have been like the harsh Pluto truth you've been needing, to be honest with you. But yeah, I would get that in check. Now I don't see anywhere that's gonna, symbol like signify that this is gonna cause a breaking up of a relationship. I'm not saying that it wouldn't or that it would. All I'm saying is it'd be really annoying to be with a partner that you really, really love them for who they are, and they have it in their mind that they're imperfect, that you really don't love them, um, because of how they view what it means to be loved. You know, they, especially if it's in a way where it's like you think the more somebody has materially or monetarily and material, that the more deserving of love that they have or this should get. Now, I don't really like that, Libra, but we're about to get into your oracle and see what message the universe has for you. Okay, I like this message here, and I like that we get new cards too. Small steps, not the same old cards we've been getting. The small wins, the small triumphs, the small everyday victories. Celebrate them. All those words mean the same thing. What? They will take you there. Whoever created these cards, man, I fuck with you for real. You know what I'm saying? Let's give a shout out to this deck. Once again, they don't sponsor the channel, but just cause, right? I mean, I'm looking for like a name or whatever. I got them on Amazon. I could probably find them or whatever, but they just, this is what the box looks like. But you done wrote the same thing 3 times. You got a couple typos on some other cards I've noticed. I'm just saying. Anyways, focus on the small wins, the small wins here. Libra, it seems one of the small wins is you have a partner who values you for more than what material or how much money you have. That's a small win, especially in this day and age where everything is transactional now in relationships. So appreciate that. Appreciate some other things as well. And then, of course, try to have a new perspective on what it is to love someone, what it means to love someone, how how people are deserving of love. All right. That's what I have for Libra today. We're about to get into Scorpio right now. Hold on, let me get this time going. Let me get this time going. 55. All right. So we're almost done. Getting on to Scorpio right now. So if you have Scorpio on your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. So let's get you some cards and let's get going. Okay. So we start off with the Four of Cups in reverse. This is clarity, acceptance. About what? We shall see, because it's the first card that popped out. It's the only card that popped out so far. Let's see what's what. I mean, we are talking about, the season of love is what I call, you know, this time in Libra season. We do have the sun here. So definitely some truths are being revealed here, which is great. I mentioned the sun um squaring with Pluto. And it's truth about your relationship if you have one, if you're in one, because you have the Two of Cups in reverse. Truth about power imbalance. Truth about maybe some rejection. Nonetheless, some truth about your relationship is being revealed, and yeah, this may have been like the quickest tarot read ever. But like, yeah, I mean, definitely there's some clarity and truth being shined here. You have the sun once again, that's present, but then you have the Four of Cups, which is more clarity. And again, the sun and the Four of Cups are the first cards that showed up before the Two of Cups showed in reverse showed up. So definitely it's a moment where you realize, hey, there's an imbalance here in this relationship. And that's interesting because it seems as though that's imbalances in relationships seems to be the issue, a recurring theme in a few of the reads that I've done today. You know? Which is kind of not surprising seeing how the dating pool is. Um, as I was mentioning, people view it as transactional. And, because of that, of course, people are going to want to use people. It's weird out here, I know. But we're on to the Oracle now. Like I said, this is a quick and easy tarot read for you. It's really just truths about you realizing the imbalances in your relationship. The Oracle card that you got is Make Miracles. Stay open-minded and receptive to the magic unfolding in your life. The truth shall set you free, huh? That's what I'm gonna. If this was like a solo read for you, that would have been your title. Like the truth shall set you free, because Scorpio, that is definitely the vibe that I'm getting here with this entire read, both the tarot and the oracle. It may suck finding out that your partner doesn't view you, doesn't think that the relationship should be equal. But you now know how they get down. You now know how they feel. And, you're making room for magic in your life. Magic meaning like things that can simply just be better things to come. That's if you don't continue on lying to yourself. So, yeah, there is that. Nazia, sure, I could take a question. Do you have a question right now that you would want for me? And in fact, I'm gonna do ask your question, and then I can. I forgot to put my email. Let me put my email in the comment right now. Shoot me your question. I can do a read or questions, and I could do a read about on that for sure. But definitely, I can give you one because right now I want to finish off the rest of these reads. Um, I'm on Capricorn right now, but appreciate you for reaching out. I appreciate you for reaching out. Definitely shoot me an email, and I can do a read for you. We're on the Capricorn right now. So if you have Capricorn in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, um, shuffle these cards. Am divorcee, single, past 8 years. When will I get married? You're Capricorn as well. See, questions like that. Let's see what the read says. Let's see what the read says for Cap. But questions like when will you be married? That's like fortune teller territory, and I'm just a reader right there. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna, uh, you know, I mean, hey, you do have the lovers card that showed up with these. Let's see one more card. Okay, we got you at least three cards, Capricorn. So here's what we're gonna do. All right, the read per usual. We start off with the Hierophant. Now, I love this card, both upright and in reverse. Uh, this is someone who, when it's like this is someone who has a moral code. They follow it, and very much a traditional type of individual. And when I say traditional, this could be, and this is more so in what you would consider to be traditional to you. Now, what that if that replicates what society deems as traditional, and then it does. But if it doesn't, then again, you're going with what fits with you per se. Now, as I stated before, we do have the lover's card here. I have to cover it because, naked bodies in YouTube, but this is romance. This is romance, and this is harmony as well when it shows up upright. But then we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is also, a good sign here of finding hope, recovering, reaching out. I don't know what is these notifications for. Let me turn down the. I don't want to turn down the volume. Anyways, um, is it for you or is it a general read? Here's the thing. You have to take what resonates. If this resonates with you, then yeah, Nazia, it's for you. Honestly, I am seeing a lot of you detailed your situation here, how you're divorced of 8 years and you pretty much want to find love again, or you're open to it. This is pretty much the energy of, again, the Hierophant, the lovers, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. That Nine of Swords in reverse is definitely someone who does recover from, loss, finding hope as well. The Lovers card, again, kind of self-explanatory here. Um, being in that loving relationship, but then you have again that Hierophant, where I don't think it's a situation where you have to. Sure, maybe it's a mindset change, but it's really just expressing yourself to get what you desire and finding and being able to find a partner. Again, that Lover's card is here. So you end up finding somebody who is willing to accept you for you. Want someone who um, doesn't want you to be someone you're not. There was someone else that had a reading. I think it was Aries. You might have Aries in your chart, but someone else when I was doing these reads who pretty much was in a situation to where they had a partner or were dealing with people who wanted them to be somebody that they're not. In this situation here, I see someone who is accepting of you. I see moving on as well. As I said, this is recovering, finding hope, and being able to move forward from any type of turmoil that may have been, keeping you up at night, figuratively and maybe literally speaking. But that's what I got for the tarot here. We're about to get into the oracle. The oracle cards are great because they give a lot more clarity here. Appreciate you, Nazia. Thank you, and I'm glad I can help out. The oracle card that we have is turn the page. So definitely move on energy, move forward with some hope. Let's read what the card says. Embrace new chapters with curiosity, openness. Openness paves the path to wisdom. All right. So yeah, I mean, Nazia, I don't want to get your hopes up, but I think this is very much your reading. And maybe other Capricorns can identify with it as well. Perfect timing, it seems. You getting a live reading, but it does seem like this is based off what you just said. You wanted to move forward, or you want to move forward from, your past relationship, and there's a page that needs to be turned. Essentially, you just need to go to the next chapter. Essentially, with your life, and you keep doing you, keep being you, it seems, because I don't see any problems where I don't see any indication to where maybe that last situation didn't happen because you were an issue or whatever. Things happen for a reason, of course, and I'm not saying you're perfect, I'm not saying we're all perfect, but it's a situation where it's like, yeah, like things may not have worked out, but you keep being you, you follow your own moral code, you be who you are, you will find somebody, as the tarot was saying, you will find somebody that is going to accept you for you. And really, as that nine of swords in reverse, and then again, that tarot, I mean, the oracle was telling you to really pretty much move forward. So that's what I have for Capricorn today. I forgot. Did I? Damn, I forgot to put on the fucking time. Oh man, so now I gotta do the work for that. But we're on the Aquarius now, getting down to the wire. So if you have Aquarius in your chart, sun, moon, or horizon. I know we got to Capricorn like real quick because the sign before you, I think Sagittarius, that was a like pretty quick read or whatever. But we are on the Aquarius right now. So if you are an Aquarius, let me get these cards ready. All right, all right, all right. Lover's card just showing up for everybody. Not everybody, but this is the reading. All right. So Aquarius, got a cover. You got the Lover's card as well. You might have Capricorn in your chart. You might have the other signs that got this card as well in your chart. Who knows? This is only one card. Let's see what else is in store. But that's a good sign, especially if you are someone who is open for a relationship and wants one. All right. Your next card after the Lovers is the Eight of Pentacles here. Patience, perseverance. And I think you're trying to build something financially here because you got another Pentacles card. We'll get to it when we get there. But you're trying to build something financially for, just maybe for your future partner, which is a noble act. I see. I just don't want you to get too much consumed in maybe just thinking about the money aspect, or too much consumed in, you know, uh, whatever might be holding you back. Now, the Eight of Swords in reverse is someone who takes control, who pretty much, is facing their fears, which is great to see. You know, um, all right. All right. I don't know what that means, but no, I was just looking at something. But no, this is someone who is facing their fears, you know, which is great to see as well. Real positive readings to end off this stuff. Hopefully, Pisces has a real positive one too. And then, as I stated, you have the 10 of Pentacles showing up here. So this is like family abundance. It seems as though you're building something. You're moving past whatever fears you might have, maybe just a fear of investment or fear of whatever, and you're not letting that stop you from building something for the future. And with these cards here, again, the Lovers, the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords in reverse, and then the 10 of Pentacles here, that's very much like things work out type of energy, you know. And I love that. I love that for Aquarius, man, because it seemed as though the last few times I was reading for Aquarius, things were rocky, you know? But let's get right into the Oracle card. And your card today is Cavern of Secrets. Interesting. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enigmatic. I always have trouble saying that word. Enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. I'm gonna show y'all what that word is. Enigmatic, right? Or ignat in yeah. Jesus. I swear I could read. It's just certain words be stubborn with me. Right? And the crazy thing is I know what that word means. It's kind of like majestic and like it has that type of meaning, right? So yeah, I know the meaning, but don't know how to say it. But anyways, it's really like just tapping into your magic, tapping into your skills. It seems to create what you want, create this life for yourself. I'm gonna say be a manifester. Like, if this was your solo review, I mean, I keep saying review, solo reading just for you, I would title it like you being a manifester or something of that nature, because this is very much like manifesting energy. Manifest if you're not in a relationship right now, manifesting that type of energy, manifesting the money, manifesting the lifestyle. This is pretty much just the universe reminding you to be like a manifester of what you desire. So that's what I have for Aquarius. We are on to the very last sign, last but not least, but the one with the funniest name, and I'm gonna keep calling y'all my spicy fishes, Pisces. Ugh. Let's get that time going before I forget, because I done forgot Capricorn's time, and now I'm gonna have to do some extra work just to get it down. All right, 1:38. We are on to Capricorn. I mean, not Capricorn, Pisces right now. You might have Capricorn on your chart. The very last. Did I do the shuffle already? I think I did, but why not? We here. Do this again. What's going on, my spicy fishies? Y'all get a double shuff. Hopefully, y'all are doing well. Let's see. Okay, so these cards wanted to wobble out so much, they came out eventually. Um, you start off with the Four of Swords in reverse. This is someone who is restless, burnout, clearly being kept up at night, but then afterwards you are followed with some rest or at least some much needed recovery with the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is good. What is keeping you up at night, or what was keeping you up at night? Let's see what the cards are saying. These things are very wobbly for you. Oh, hold on now, Miss Wobble. All right. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. This is also finding closure as well. I don't know what is, I don't know what's keeping you up, to be honest with you. If we're going based on it, again, the theme of, just what this new moon is symbolic of, it's pretty much, love. I kind of want to pull some more cards, or at least one more tarot card to see. You're no longer being kept up at night, though, with this. It could be finances, because you have the King of Pentacles here. It could be a new leadership position at your job, too. This is a leader, uh, someone who holds said position. It could have been like a promotion of some sort, even. The promotion could have been keeping you up. Now you were stressing about it, then you got it, or you figure it out. Let me not stress it. That's not going to do me good, and that good energy brought in this promotion. Honestly, I really, It seems as though I'm spitballing, because it's like, yeah, I think this is something where it's like it's somewhat of a secret between you and the universe. All I know is what I see here. And what I see here is somebody who was once restless at night, be hello, what can I expect from Libra? Could you clarify that? I'm on Pisces right now. BKCG. I'm on Pisces right now, the last official read. I will have timestamps updated once I finish this, and all I can say is, as far as Libra's timestamp goes, it's at the 1 hour mark, 8 minutes and 11 seconds, according to my notes. Um, but if you would like for me, no, you're good. You're good. I would just, like a clarification. Are you asking like what was said for Libra, or do you have a specific question? Um, in regards to, I guess, just tarot, or just anything you would like to ask. But definitely, I did do Libra. I'm on the Pisces right now. I'm about to wrap up Pisces right now. So the how does Libra feel about me? Hmm. I can do that. I can actually do that for you. Let me wrap up Pisces, and then I will do at the very end, how does Libra, like a Libra feels about you. Um, or at least I can, get some energetic feelings and stuff. The best course of action would be to ask them per se, but let me wrap this up for my spicy fishes Pisces real quick. Appreciate you for watching. And but the oracle card for Pisces, apologies Pisces, is eclipse of concealment. Uh oh man, I've been there. Where it's like she might like you, she might not. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. I got you right after I do this read. I feel you. But eclipse of concealment. Navigate through the eclipse of concealment, understanding the cyclical nature of hidden phases and awaiting revelations. That was for Pisces, all right? So, speaking of concealment, as I was saying for Pisces, I really can't really tell like what was the issue here that was keeping you up at night. It seems as though things did turn into a did turn out well with that again, that nine of swords coming right after that five of swords, big moving forward energy, and then the king of pentacles popping out where it's just prosperity, kindness, a leadership position as well. I'm guessing this has to do with like your career essentially. um, and well, with this eclipse of concealment, there may be more to it. It may be a situation where you are having a leadership position is something you've never done before. It's not something you're very much used to, and you were once pretty much nervous about it, because you're brand new to it, but you're opening yourself to ease on into it, figuring out how you're going to pretty much be, um, how this role is going to fit you. You know, um, yeah, that's what I have for Pisces. And bonus read, bonus read. If you're a Libra out there, just cause shout out to BKCG. This is for them, but this is also if you can identify with this as well as a Libra bonus read for you. You know what? Let me put that in my notes, the time in my notes. If you got whatever you got from this read, please hit that like. Bonus Libra. Let me record this time for you. And again, I'll have timestamps updated at once I finish this. All right. Shout out to you. Appreciate the shout out. Appreciate the shout out. So let's see how this Libra woman may feel about BK over here. You know? Okay. We're gonna just get at least 3 cards. I'll show you your first 2 right now. Why not? Nothing's really jumping out now. So we start off with the Empress here. The Empress is someone who is very much nurturing, creative as well. Uh, very much like open to receiving. So if this is about a woman that you're interested in, as I was stating before, it seems, and if she's in this energy, it seems as though, because again, we are reading for her, it seems, right? Now, the energy would be stronger if she was here, but if we're reading for her based off of how you feel, I get the sense this is someone who wants you to make the first move. So if you're like, I think she likes me, but I'm not too sure, this is someone who isn't necessarily going to tell you straight up how they feel. They're not hiding anything per se. It's just how can I say this? I don't think they're intentionally like being deceptive, but they're not the type to go be super forward and say things like and say how they feel essentially. They're more so receiving. The Empress is more so the receiver. Yeah, they're creating life in general. This is the one card in tarot where there's a pregnant woman in it. And I'm not saying you're gonna get her pregnant, but like, hey, that's on you. But like as far as just what it seems with her energy, she's not going to be super forward is what I'm saying here. But you do have the sun, and I'm gonna choose at least one more card. But you do have the sun in reverse. Uh, this is someone who lacks confidence. Maybe if this is her, maybe she's not being forward with her emotions because she's afraid of rejection. She's afraid you're going to say no if she does reveal that she likes you or she truly reveals your feelings. This could also be you. Take it as it resonates, but this could be you not being as forward as you probably could be with her or in general, because again, you're afraid of being rejected. You're afraid of saying, okay, I do like you, or asking her again how she feels and figuring out and seeing and getting that answer, right? So it could be a situation where it's like you don't want to be in this stagnant space, but you also are afraid to figure out what will happen if you were to move forward. All right. You did have two more cards that popped out. Next, your third card is the Eight of Wands here. This is swift action, and sudden changes being made. So, again, if this is you, again, you asked about her. You said she's a Libra. So, if this is her moving on pretty quickly. So if I were you, all I'm going to say is I would make a move, because you're probably not the only individual. I don't know what's going on, but you're probably not the only individual who likes this woman. And if she is again the type, to be more so of the receiving type, where it's like I'm not going to be super forward with how I feel. There could be somebody else who is forward and who does express wanting something with her, maybe a relationship, or they express whatever they desire with her, and she moves according to how that individual feels. And my advice to you is, if you want that person to be you, I would move forward, fast. Your last card is the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is forward movement, but this is not necessarily forward movement that is tactful. If you are going to um, make a move on this woman and express yourself, don't don't be aggressive. Do not be rude. Do not be don't be foolish. Essentially, have a plan. You know, things might go your way or a way that you want it to go. It might not be, but don't be, just don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole about it either way, whether you get the answer that you want or you don't get the answer that you may not have wanted. Don't be an asshole about it. But my advice, based on the tarot at least, and I'll give you an oracle card and I'll wrap up this live stream, um, is yeah, definitely make a move, bro. Like, definitely make a move and ask her how she feels, or at the very least, express how you feel, right? If the move, if asking her how she feels is maybe too much of a hurdle for you or whatever, I would still do it. But at least try one or the other, if not both. Ask her how she feels or express how you feel, and then see how she reacts to it. And then again, just keep making your moves from that, but don't do it in a sense of where again there's zero plans of moving forward. Whether again you get the news that you want or you don't get the news that you know you don't get it. All right. That is the tarot. Let's see what the oracle has to say. Once again, I appreciate you for tuning in. Um, you know, hit that like if you got anything of value. Subscribe if you're not. Any other way you would like to support it is you can do so by checking out the description box below and having at it. But being here and all that stuff is greatly appreciated. The card that you got is Emerging Dawn. Trust that every ending is another beginning coming in disguise. Interesting. I'm not saying I'm not saying prepare for the worst, my brother. I'm just saying that again, if you don't get the information or get the news that you want, I wouldn't stress it too much. I mean, yeah, of course. Like I said, I've been there. I've been there where, there's someone I'm really feeling and I don't get the answer that, I want from her or whatever, or, I don't get an answer still. Ultimately, like if it's love that you want to desire in your life, not to downplay this woman, but she's not the only woman out there, you know. Um, just it's pretty much like, okay, that might be the end of this situation here, or it might be the end for now, but not necessarily the end for like forever. It might be the end for now. I can't really tell that. All I can say is whatever does happen, be prepared for something to end. Maybe the ending of, like I was saying, maybe you tell her or you ask her and she only expresses she likes you in a certain manner, right? Not in the manner that is maybe deeper than, you know, what, or as deep as you want it to be. Or it could be she does express that. But that can also just mean the ending of you having to be, if you are going to get with her, and again, she is given this big Empress energy, to maintain a relationship with her, right? I'm not saying you have to be someone you're not, because I was literally telling people during this read, during this live stream, that they shouldn't do that. But it you might have to tap into a side of you, like a more so, let's just say, um, a more so of assertive, not in a bad way, but a more so assertive side of you that is going to, uh, keep this woman impressed, because she just has very much receiver energy, and like I was stating before, if you don't move, someone else might move in, and not to sound rude or anything, but it's pretty much like you can't really be upset at her or some other guy if they decide, hey, to make a move, and she decides, okay, I'm going to move forward with that. But yeah, that was the bonus Libra read, because my man out here, he wanted to read. So that's what I have for y'all. That's what I have for everybody out here, and I appreciate those who came in, those who left a like. If you're not subscribed, once again, hit that subscribe, hit a like. Shout out to everyone who showed up. I appreciate y'all, everyone. Um, and if you're watching this you're watching the playback, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and other ways you can support me is by checking out any of the links in the description box below. My lips are getting chapped, and also I need to go pee. So, with that being said, I am done, and yeah, hopefully y'all be well out there. Take care.